Hey guys, this is John in Los Angeles with the Alpha Channel update for Wednesday, May 15th, 2024. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this for you, yeah, but what do I get out of it? If I don't get anything out of it, that's a little sus, right? So I do get something out of this. I get to introduce myself to you guys. These are basically commercials. The reason I'm piling all this stuff up here on my couch is to show you guys a little bit of color, a little bit of something interesting to look at. This is Elric and the Sorcerers of Pentang by Alex Nino. It's over a World's Fair poster. I don't have these framed, they stay rolled up. Generally my place is, a work studio because it's not, I don't, have guests over and entertain, but I'm entertaining you guys. I'm introducing myself. This is going back in the tube. Look at the snake here. I'm gonna pick this up and kind of bring it over, I guess, but it's worth seeing up close. Look at the colors. This is why I do this. This is incredible. Let me back it up a little bit. Now I can't see when I back up, but I can kind of see. So let's say right about here. It's just incredible. This is up here for YSL. There's a whole bunch of stuff I want to talk about. Today. YSL is not Yves Saint Laurent. It is the YouTube Skate League being hosted by Joe Fields. Science Fiction Fantasy, I think, is his label or his brand, and maybe they promote him or he owns it. I don't know. I definitely want to get a beanie or a t-shirt. I think there's some pretty garish colors that are more like these kind of colors instead of this kind of stuff. So I have some comic skate beanies in the mail. Ethan put those on sale a couple weeks ago. There's a lot of stuff I'm excited about. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff going on that is stressful and gives one cause for concern and makes me angry a lot of the time when I'm not on stream, talking about this, forcing myself to be positive, or when I'm not with other people. There's a lot going on that I think is designed to do that. This Jacob Esau thing where this one group of people are just hell-bent on divesting white civilization of what it has accrued throughout the centuries through nefarious means. I don't want to talk about that stuff, but it's hard not to because that's why I'm doing this. What do I get out of this? I get an audience. I want to meet you. I want to tell you I'm writing great stories. There's 2 here on this channel. I'm going to learn how to do the little buttons over here, up here, or maybe at the end of the video there'll be a link for both playlists. I'm going to learn how to do that and go back and put it on all these videos. But in the meantime, if this is about stories and it's about getting by in the world, it's about Alpha Channel, how to do my workout, put my ego in check. It's not what this is about, but that's an important thing to do. You got to stay fit, you got to stay healthy, you got to stay on track. So this is, walk, don't run. I feel like I'm rambling. I'm going to prepare this a little bit better. Yeah, so I hit pause there for a minute. I wrote down on this paper twice, walk, don't run. And there's a reason for that, besides, just like being what they say at the swimming pool, don't run. I got to be a water combat survival instructor in the Marine Corps for a while, and that was really fun, but that's not why this is here. The reason walk, don't run is here, and the reason it's such a big thing in the military is so that when you finally reach the enemy, you have some energy left to fight. And that's why this is a marathon. Like I said, I'm here asking for volunteers. I'm here looking for people who want to be involved in an upcoming brand. That's what this is. This is a brand launch. We're going to do toxic masculinity. I want to make the most offensive video games, the most offensive comic books. I didn't know if I was going to show this or not, but I'm going to. One of the comic books I'm going to work on is going to be, one of the things you can do with a character is to rehabilitate them. When the big companies have a character that's not selling very well, someone will come along and take that character and do really great work with them. Some famous writers have done this: Alan Moore, Neil Gaiman. Just the lists and lists of great writers have done this. I think Chuck Dixon or Graham Nolan did this with Batman and Bane, and a lot of guys have done this. Of course, Batman wasn't a struggling title ever, but a Miracle Man was, and Swamp Thing was, and there's lots of examples of this. The way you see it in movies is there are some movies that are mediocre and need a star, and there are some movies that make stars. And it doesn't really matter about the budget. The budget's not really important. It's what happens on screen. So anyhow, I was talking about movies, and some movies make stars. And sometimes in comics and with long-running franchises, you can rehabilitate one of them. A new writer can take on an old subject and use that to elevate their career. And it works great for the studio, who takes, as a character like Swamp Thing that's suddenly selling comics again. Rob Liefeld did this for X Factor. No one cared about X Factor and New Mutants. They were drawn like ass when he took over. And he took over and made them look amazing. So that can be done for any franchise. It can be done for any character. And I do have some art that I want to show you guys, some stuff that I've been working on. And I'm hesitating to talk about this character that I want to rehabilitate because part of what I'm doing here, like I said, what am I doing here? What am I doing with this? I do have some art to show you guys. I do have some character. I do have some ideas for stories that I want to tell that could get me into a lot of trouble with the powers that be. And why not? Of course I want to do that. Of course I want to do that. That's what this is about. That's what this Alpha Channel thing is all about. This is all about rebellion. And these are just sketches last night, gesture drawings of some skaters. I'm going to show you who I want to rehabilitate. This one is a little feminine for a guy, but we'll see. He's doing a manual on the skateboard. And then here are the characters. I might have shown this one before. That's the brothers Warren and Jamie. And so this is the guy I want to rehabilitate. I want to do a character. I want to do a comic book about this fellow and make him a vampire hunter. And, let the world say about it what it will. The Order of the Falcon in Bavaria was a real order dedicated to chivalric values. And I think it would be great to rehabilitate the world's greatest villain. I think that would be a great writing challenge. And I don't know that I'm up to it. High school battle girl, hookups, Jamie Klein. But I'm going to try. I'm going to make him a vampire hunter. And it's going to be great. And I'm asking you guys to come along for the ride. Let's see how far I can get. Let's see how long it takes them to cancel this channel. I haven't been putting this stuff up on Rumble. I've just been putting it up here and then putting a Twitter post. I don't really use Twitter. Twitter has become a cesspool of hate and name calling. I don't like the people doing it, and I think I would like them in other circumstances. I see people that I think I would want to be friends with saying abominable things on Twitter because they're not. I don't know why this is. I know why this is happening. I know why this is happening. And if I say that 4-letter plural word, it's a 3-letter word, but if I say it as a plural, it's 4 letters. And if I say that word, I'll be canceled. And I don't think they want me to be their enemy. They want me to be asleep. And they want to continue being my enemy and disenfranchising me and my brothers and trying to destroy my ethnic heritage all across Europe. And that's what they're doing. And that's why I'm going to rehabilitate this guy. He was a fantastic artist. This is my declaration of a challenge to the world. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm about. I am, may as well go all the way, right? I am a non-practicing serial killer. When I was a little kid, I wanted to grow up to be an assassin. Only the assassins in this world work for the scum of the earth. So that's who I am. I'm not doing, this is me being a good person. This is a complete demon. I'm probably half demon, half angel, but which one you feed the most? Angels like a good fight too. And this is me trying to make my way back into heaven. So I'm not going to call you names. I'm not going to insult you. I'm going to make comic books about fictional characters. And I am here looking for an audience of like-minded people. It's going to be a very small group of people, considering that comics don't attract a very large audience to begin with, and the people who read comics and think like I do is probably even a smaller group. But this is what I'm about. This is what I'm doing. You guys more than welcome to check out my novels here on YouTube. One big playlist, or maybe two playlists. Legacy of a Mad Scientist and Legend of Ashley Fox. If you have to kill a man, it costs nothing to be polite. Smile, be polite, have a plan to kill everyone you meet, and then never have to do it. Walk softly and carry an invisible stick that you never have to use. That would be the ideal circumstance, but in our lifetimes, the Saxon may begin to hate, I really hope, here's my theory on the whole end of the world, end of civilization, World War III thing. If welfare ends in Europe or America, it will be civil war, because there's too many incompetents here who cannot survive without welfare. You've made them addicted to welfare and government handouts. You can either go universal basic income, or you can balkanize the United States, in which case the states will begin to assert their rights against a failing federal and impotent federal government. They won't pay taxes. The federal government won't have money to enforce anything. And I'll have to move because this state will become hostile to people like me. But until the end comes, I want to watch the end of the world in Los Angeles. This is probably not where the fire's going to start. The fire's probably going to start in England or Sweden. That's really where it's going to happen. It's already happening there. So I just want a front row seat to the end of the world. And if the world doesn't end, I get to make comics and hang out with my brothers and friends and go surfing and skating and be Stoner Batman. That's all I want. Conan on a skateboard. I'm non-participating in this scam of a civilization that you have going on. There's no legitimate authority. You're all idiots. When I said earlier that the world was run by necessity and convenience, that was a wake-up moment for me, because before I had thought the world was run by competence and order. That's what they taught us when we were kids, and the adults were still in charge when we were kids, even if they had been infiltrated and subjugated and completely turned against the country before I was ever born. Kennedy was killed. We went into Vietnam. Those are both crimes against white people, perpetrated by a religious ethnic minority in this country that has seized control by giving themselves interest-free loans. So I'm just calling out all your crimes. You give anyone interest-free loans, and yeah, they're going to take over. You're the only people who cheat God. Your religion has laws about cheating God. You can't cheat God. God's a destination, not a starting point. And Judgment Day is where we all end up. Every day is Judgment Day. Every day is a holiday, and every meal is a feast. The whole best life thing is so, I hate saying it, it's so gay, but I'm healthier than I've ever been. I feel better. I have like electricity running through me all the time. Because I have an enemy. Because I have an enemy I'm going to love to see get destroyed and defeated. And I'm going to do it through art and ridicule. Critique. I'm going to critique you with my art. So that's how I'm going to do it. By making this guy a vampire hunter. And it's going to be awesome. And there's not anything anyone can do to stop me. You have to kill me. You have to send that retarded faggot Mossad to shoot me. Because otherwise I'm not going to stop. Because this is too much fun. It's too much fun. I wake up every day excited about drawing, about being alive, about what I'm going to do today, about the YSL Street League. Steve Barrett got his ass handed to him so hard. Steve Barrett is one of these guys who monetized skateboarding with the Barracks. And I don't know him, so I don't have a right to say anything bad about him. But he seems like he used to be cool and sort of lost it somewhere along the way. And when you monetize a hobby, when you monetize a game of skate, and you turn it into a league and big money and, ESPN and all that kind of stuff, when you do that from the ground up, I love what Joe is doing. Joe is the most hilarious guy on YouTube right now. The top hat, everything, look, it's raw and it's honest and it's sincere, and you don't need money. you don't need money. You just got to be cool. Die laughing, you know? That scene, the best scene in Fight Club is when Lou shows up and he beats up Brad and Brad's laughing the whole time. There's nothing I fight cement. I fight cement. You can't threaten me with money. I work with a pen and paper. I can do this with no money. The money I need is minuscule. DC's entire production budget is the cafeteria at Lucasfilms. Let that sink in, America. Let that sink in, all you white guys who think that you can't do this stuff. That's who I want. I want a team of guys like me. I want Patriot Front in comic books. And we don't have to be anonymous. Show our faces. Show the barrier to entry is competency. Learn to draw. Learn to write. And I'm not excluding anyone. I want everyone as friends. My best friend Jay's a Filipino guy, so I'm not that kind of racist. I'm a self-defense racist, and that's perfectly legal. The same way you should be black and proud, you should be white and proud. We have the best culture in the world. We have the culture everyone wants to be part of. Tarzan. The reason Tarzan is the most racist novel ever written is because it's an allegory for the entire globe. Look at what we did. In the same length of history you've all had, Africa is the most mineral and resource-rich continent in the world, on the globe, and it's given the world nothing. History would be not changed the slightest without the continent of Africa. Not really. I'm going to have to cut all this out because this isn't true but racist. So we've done a lot, and we're not done. And you're not going to just write us out of commercials and think we're going to go away. So yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. That's what this is. I know I'm gonna have to cut this. But fuck it. All right. So what am I doing with this? Why Alpha Channel? What do I want from you guys? I'm just here to meet you and to show you the art every day. To come along and update. Just literally do an update and say, hey, this is what's going on. I am building a studio and looking to meet people doing the same kind of thing. I am doing something specific. I am going to sort of go hard in the paint, as they say in basketball. I'm looking to make the most offensive comic books that still make people laugh. The most offensive video games. This is going to be toxic masculinity all the way. I'm really going to die on that cross, as it were. I'm going to make him a vampire hunter. And it's going to be funny, and no one will be able to yell about it or say there's anything wrong with it. Yeah, so that's what this is. This is me staking my claim. And there's nothing all I need is a pen and paper. I can do that. I don't need money. I'm here looking for friends and people who think along the same lines, people who want to take their culture back. So yeah, all right, love you guys. Talk to you later.